All right, what's up, y'all? I just wanted to quickly go over the new deck I've been using. I know the 2.0 decks are already out, and everybody's worried about that. Or the season 2 decks are already out, and everybody's already worried about that. And, having fun with that. I've been in the lab here and there, and I've been testing things, and it's fine. So at first, this is my first iteration of something I called the dupe deck, right? The dupe is quite simple, a fractal phantasm when it immortalizes, it turns into Quicksilver Kayla. But fractal phantasm is a temporary card, meaning it will always die after the round ends, with the last grasp keyword, where the next time you shift, revive me and grant me everywhere +1 attack, right? And then she immortalizes whenever she has +4 strength. What this means is that this is a temporary body, where you throw it on the card, you throw it on the field, and then after that turn ends or after it strikes, it's going to die. Anytime that it dies, the next time you shift the timeline, you revive this card and grant any copy of this card +1 to attack, right? And then when it immortalizes, when she hits something, she grants a transient, aka a temporary copy of the card in hand that you can play again. So basically, you player, you shift. Oh, my bad. You player, you strike. Next turn, you shift. She comes back even stronger with a higher attack. Then you come back even stronger until she has 4 strength. And then you attack, you go face, she strikes, she creates a copy in your hand, you play that copy that's in your hand, and then you get like infinite copies. You're duplicating or duping infinite copies of Fractal Phasm on the board, right? That's the entire goal of the deck. And at first, I was playing it with, I seen the deck listing on the CCG site, and I was like, oh, that's cool, let me try it. And this used Phantasm, obviously, and then Temple Analyst, where Temple Analyst was Blitz, and every time you strike and rewind. I'm not going to go into that because it's not going to matter in a second. It was basically like these two going on, and then I had basically the same timeline stuff, and it was going to be centered around the 1 true timeline with a bunch of spells and firm hands to basically keep this going, and also slow covert. Eventually, I didn't really like the first iteration I used with this deck. It wasn't for me. So I did my own fine tuning, and I found like something that was somewhat consistent. I was about to say 60% consistent. It felt bad because if you had a bad draw, and if you fucked up a play, it's bad. And that is negotiably a bad deck, right? Where if you fuck up once, that's just the end of the game. So, yeah, I was in an iffy spot with this deck. What I ended up adding to this is Curb Anomalies, which is cost 1 less if you see the 1 true timeline, and this mutes all agents and then shifts to the 1 true timeline on an immediate timing. What this means is it immediately mutes all agents on the board, which is, good and bad. And then it shifts to 1 true timeline. And that is good, because what this would do is it will quite literally sometimes lead to a fucking board wipe for the enemy. Because you will mute all of their units. That means any stat buffs they had, any keywords they had are gone. They're just gone. And they can't even level up, depending on what the level up condition is. That's all of that is just gone. And then it shifts to 1 true timeline, and you spawn your phantasms anytime you shift. So that immediate shift, and then you get your blockers, your phantasmal blockers in the way. That's goated. Like, when I say that is absolutely fucking goated, I mean this comes up is like it by far. Phantasm 1 true timeline with Curb the Anomalies is one of the best combos, as long as you have it set up. Like, as long as you have multiple phantasms, they really have to really worry about you being in the 5 to 6 mana range when they see phantasms. because Curb the Anomalies is just, it's goated. It's absolutely, because they can't do anything to really stop you once you play this card, because it's immediate. They can only respond after the effect. So that's after all their units are muted, after all your phantasms. And I love this combo. So this deck was all about that. I had some time stops. I had slow Curvert for more of the to spawn more of the firm hand. But like I said, it wasn't as consistent. And, you know, I ended up having to go back and look at the drawing board and look how many cards are in my deck a lot of the times when I was using this, and it just didn't feel good. And then got back to like a week ago where I found this deck. This was by a YouTuber by Nick. I'm sorry, I forgot his name, the rest of his name. And Nick posted his deck listings for season 1. And this deck was on there. And I actually really like this deck. I don't like Fervent Follower, but I really actually like this deck. This deck is actually really, really good. Once again, key focal point here is duping your phantasms. And we have a lot of the same things that was in the other deck is in this deck. We have Chronicle of the One, which gives us a chance to get some removal, some phases, and also a firm hand, and also a prayer rescue, depending on what you want. Out of line, basically how this is used is you, for 1 mana, you get to immediately summon one of these 3 spells. You have Prayer Rescue, rewinds the ally, puts the ally back in your hand. Firm Hand shifts to the 1 true timeline and you draw 1. This is good for summoning your phantasms. And Out of Line, this is good for targeted removal of either duplicate cards or just phasing out a card so that you don't have to deal with that card for 1 turn. It is very, very good. Obviously, though, you have your Phantasm as your Bediver and your Fervent Follower as your Diver. Fervent Follower, this deck is very much a mid-range deck, and it's very much a on-tempo mid-range deck, meaning 1 turn, you draw your 1 card, your 1 cost card. 2 turn, you draw your 2 cost card, which is your Phantasms. You want to play your Phantasm as fast as possible so that you can get it to 4 strength, so you can start duplicating it and have it be annoying in a issue as fast as possible. Fervent Follower, usually, I'm not going to lie, at this point in the current meta of this game, it will fucking die either the first turn or the next turn. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't die the first turn, it will die the second turn, because the second turn they usually have something to either outright ping it or something to challenge it. If that happens, let it happen. There's nothing you can do. Let it happen. Just be happy that it happened. If that doesn't happen, this card can come in clutch, because every time you shift to the 1 true timeline, he's going to ping the fucking core. And it's good. It's funny. And then also, you know, it's a 6/6. It's a constantly ramping card. So it becomes more and more and more and more of an issue if they do not get rid of it. Eventually, they always do get rid of it, though. And with this, what happens is this card ends up being a way so that you can get your Phantasm out without worrying, or a fucking blocker, an early game blocker. It's all right. The main focal point timeline wise is obviously the 1 true timeline. It's by far the best timeline when it comes to this deck. Why? Because guess what? Curb the Anomalies is back. Nick also had the same idea with me. This deck is absolutely goated. I see no reason why you shouldn't. Like, it's no reason why you shouldn't. It's absolutely fucking goated. We still have the Holder of the Instruments. We still have Enhanced Retriever, so you can draw your Holder of the Holder of the Instruments whenever you can't. He added in backhands. I to this day don't like a 3 cost. I still to this day don't like running 3 backhands, but it does come in clutch sometimes. And then also sometimes it breaks your fucking hand. It is what it is. He's also running the Firm Hand. Love it. It's, once again, same thing. Draw 1, shift to the timeline so you can summon your Phantasms. Really good. Snapback, this is a new addition. He did this to summon any of your spells. This also comes in clutch. Do not keep this in your hand immediately, though. If this comes in your hand on your first mulligan it out of your hand. This is better to draw into than it is to fucking have in your hand. Basically what this does is you spend 2 mana and you can pull any spell, or aka in this game action, out from your graveyard, and that's it. And that is literally it. That's all it does. And then you erase that card whenever you use it. So why is this really good? Because you're trying your best to shift, obviously, so you can keep your phantasms up. Why is that very useful? Is because, well, yeah, sometimes you want your firm hands back in your hand. Sometimes you want a backhand back in your hand. You might want Chronicle of the One back in your hand, or this is the fun part with Snapback. After you use Chronicle of the One and then the spell of the Chronicle of the One, whatever spell you pull out from Chronicle 1, these are 2 different cards. So therefore, these 2 different cards are in your graveyard. So you can use a Chronicle of the one turn, right? You can use a Chronicle of the One and then out of line, right? And then the next turn, when you have a Snapback, if you really want to use another out of line, you can just use the Snapback and then use another out of line. And then bada bing, bada boom. Now you got your shit out the way. And then it only erased the out of line. And then you still have a Chronicle of the One in your graveyard that if you ever want to use a Snapback on, you can. But that's just there. We have Chronoscan. Chronoscan is, I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of I haven't found the tempo to play a Chronoscan, but it is still a good card innately in this deck whenever somebody is trying to remove your Phantasm. There is, seeing as, you know, it's a temporary body, and a lot of the time people will target it with erasal. Erase just means that card is completely gone. It does not go to your graveyard. It just ceases to exist. And the person that does that the most, that you'll see a lot of the time, is the Gunnery Captain. Where the Gunnery Captain, every time she's played, she just erases anything that costs 2 or less, in which the Phantasm is a 2-cost card. So it will just erase all the copies of your Phantasms that's on the board currently. Keyword on the board currently. And so Chronoscan helps in that regard, where if they play that and you need to save 1 of your Phantasms, you can do that. Or if they mute your Phantasm and then kill it, that's another way they can get rid of Phantasm. After they mute your Phantasm, you can just Chronoscan it and then put it back in play. Chronoscan gives you a transient, aka a temporary copy of that card in your hand. That round and the next round. So this is also useful for gaining tempo on your Phantasm. If you had to slow down at any point and you don't have a lot of Phantasms, you can Chronoscan, and then you have basically what is a guaranteed 3 Phantasms. You have 1 on the board and then 1 in your hand this turn, and then the next one that you're getting next turn. I have not had, like I said, I have not had the proper tempo against the deck to essentially set that up where I get to play Chronoscan, play the transient Phantasm, and then next round play another Phantasm. Usually have to slow down and deal with certain things here and there to get to use this card. I end up more using this card to protect my Phantasm and forever have a copy of a Phantasm without having to deal with it. Another new card into this deck is Heretic Whistleblower. This card is basically a good draw card. It's a really good draw enabler. Sometimes you end up getting bricked for draws in this, even though you have Firm Hand that draws 1. You have Slow Covert that spawns a Firm Hand, and then you have where is he at? A Lighted Refugee. I'll get to that in a second. All right. So you do have some things to draw, but it's not a lot. And that's where Heretic Whistleblower helps. It's quite simple. Whenever he sees a shift, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action, draw. This is really good for drawing any of your spells into your hand. It's really good. Also, this is a very annoying card when it immortalizes. is whenever he sees 3 shifts, he spawns in a by the number. He immortalizes it and then is able to spawn into a by the numbers in your hand. By the numbers is a spell where it will reveal the top card of both decks, and then whoever has the highest card, it spawns a copy in that person. It spawns a copy in your hand, right? Very, very, very useful. Very, very useful. This is like coming clutched a lot of times where Devourer is in play, and which is a 10 cost. That's basically a win condition ass card. It's a 10 cost against all the keywords for every fucking timeline. And I got a copy of that, and then he has his fucking surrender because now I have board advantage and a fucking Devourer. What are you gonna do about it? So it's like it is very, very useful. People 9 times out of 10 will fucking try their best to get rid of this card. And if they don't, you have by the numbers. It's very cool. Shattersmith is just a 3 cost body. It's a very big body. Very nice body. 3 cost 5/5. If you have the 1 true timeline, it goes to 6/6. Downside, it fucking loses 1 for every timeline in the time stack. Upside, it has last grasp where it shifts to the 1 true timeline. I have a love-hate relationship with this card in this specific deck because 9 times out of 10 I don't want to play this card. I usually have to play this card. And then we have 2 brand new additions. My bad. Let me go through the rest. Paradox Flow, shift to 1 true timeline. If there's multiple cards of the same name, give all enemies exposed. That's the paradox keyword. Give all enemies exposed, meaning this is like targeted challenge. You can challenge units, aka force them to block your units. Very, very good for board removal. If you can get it going, of course. Time stop, clear the chain. It clears all spells in the chain. Non-lethal special forces. Anytime a unit will die, a unit would die to another unit, it disarms the enemy unit, aka it has like 0 attack. Another love-hate relationship with this card. There is, as much as I tried looking, there is no other 4 cost card that really fits in this deck that wouldn't kind of fuck me. I don't really need like a set in stone or anything like that, so it was very hard to find another card that kind of fits. This one is like, so I went with non-lethal. He went with non-lethal forces, and I agree with going with non-lethal forces to slow down the pacing of the game when you do need to. Like if you're behind, it's very, very useful for slowing down the pace of the game. And then this one was, I didn't know this card existed. I slept on this card. I forgot. There's another card like this in Runeterra. I forgot the name of it, but this essentially works like this, where that card in Runeterra was like anytime you cast a spell, this spell gains increased damage and summons a card with increased, summons a unit with increased ramping increased cost. This card works with anytime this is in your hand and you shift the timeline, you deal increased damage and you summon an increased cost. The increased cost agent. So what that means is, say you had this in your hand and you shift 5 times, right? You then play this spell and now deals 5 damage to an agent and summons a 6. You deal 6 damage to an agent because it's 1 damage already. And then you summon a 6 cost agent on the board. This is very, very useful because sometimes it is very hard to end a fucking game with this deck. And this is sometimes your backup win condition if you couldn't just outright win with like board state and out tempoing the other deck. This will do, because you get this shit to 10 and then suddenly bada bing, bada boom, you fucking, for 5 mana, you summoned a 10 cost goddamn Devourer out the fucking rip. And then GG, shake my hand. Like if you could ramp this up, usually I love having this in my starting hand because you just ramp this shit the fuck up. You ramp it up. And now for the sleeper go-to card in this deck, and also helps with draw, it helps with shift, is the sleeper card, Enlightened Refugee. I did say the focal point timeline wise was the 1 true timeline, which if you don't know, it heals 1 to 1 true timeline, heals 1 to your core and then 1 to all your allies. The backup timeline in this deck, which comes in clutch, and even this unit by itself comes in clutch, is Enlightened Refugee, where it enters and it shifts to Erudite Beacon. Erudite Beacon allows every player to draw 1 additional card every turn at the start of every turn. So now you're drawing 2 cards. This is both bad and good because I'm not going to lie, sometimes with enough stalling, you have a fuck ton of cards in your goddamn hand that you can't play. And in this case, the card kind of fucking breaks you. But in the case that you don't have to worry about that, this card comes in so much clutch in both draw and shifting, because after it immortalizes when it's seeing you draw six or more cards, you are able to activate this card, aka you just left click this card, to then shift to Erudite Beacon without having to play a card. This is just something you can freely do, which allows you to just summon your phantasms without having to play card. Because an issue with this deck is that anytime you want to shift, it costs an action. So it costs you a turn. So if I have to play the Holders of Instruments to then shift so I can get all my phantasms. That's an issue because then my opponent now goes to my opponent. It's my opponent's turn, and he now has a way to deal with my phantasms that's now just on the board, willy-nilly, legs spread open for them to do whatever the fuck they do. Same thing with Firm Hand, because Firm Hand's a slow spell. That's the reason why Curb the Anomalies is so good, because my opponent doesn't have any thing to react to it with. But with the other spells, they can react to it. Same thing with Erudite Beacon and being able to shift with the Enlightened Refugee is you can just activate it. It automatically shifts. They can't do anything about it. And now you can go face with your phantasms. So a lot of times, if people know this combo, they will get rid of this card very, very fast. If they don't know that this combo exists, they won't get rid of it. It will immortalize, and now you get to just freely activate and shift to Erudite Beacon, summoning all your phantasms, and go face without them being able to drop any blockers or call or summon any fucking slow spells or anything like that can slow down your pacing. So it is very, 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 very slept on, very good. I actually do love this in this deck. And that's it for the preamble. I know this was pretty fucking long, but I did want to go through this. I do have a lot of fun with this deck. I should be climbing with this deck if I'm not testing anything else. So yeah, it'd be if I stream and you see me streaming, I'm usually going to be climbing with this deck if I'm not testing anything else. Other things I really wanted to try was stability control, but this is really, really hard to get going. And also the fact that Phantasm it only has 1 health. It's really, really fucking hard to do this. 6 mana, and just so you can have a non-temporary Phantasm is not that good. It's not that good. But yeah, anything to remind you of this deck, by the way, is the Undying from Runeterra, where essentially anytime that card fucking died, it came back stronger. It just kept ramping and ramping and ramping. Yeah, that's basically what this is, except for you get a lot of copies of these. It's just, you're gonna have a lot of fucking copies of these. Anyway, that's enough of the preamble. We're gonna get to the fucking gameplay. I am actually pretty proud of how I piloted this deck. So, and I talk about how I pilot the deck, so you should be able to, keep going along. But anyway, yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. We're gonna see what this shit happens. This shit works. We're gonna get another Phantasm deck. Fuck English. I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't need 2 of those. I think I'm gonna get rid of Chronos Kid. I think I'm gonna have to get some units here because I don't want to deal with sensory deprivation pot. I want to get things out faster than he can. Sensory. He gets first attack. That means I can summon Fractal on first turn. Turn 3, it's his attack. I can summon Fractal on my turn to attack, and then he'll summon his as a response. I do get Fervent Follower out. I do get Chronicle, which is actually pretty good because I can recall anything or deal with anything. It's really annoying. The sensory deprivation pod is annoying though. I can deal with it, possibly. Okay. I got E3 here. The only thing that sucks is he's gonna match my pacing with a. But then how the fuck? I guess he would stun on turn 3 to summon her. Because I'm pretty sure this is just like a stun and a mute. Because he is running Singularity. So if I drop her now, what's going to happen is she's just going to fucking, he's either going to stun me so he can get the turn swap. And then this will start being really fucking annoying. Or he'll match me with another Phantasm. Which, in that case, I just drop her. Do I? It's actually a really good question. Because he gets stunned here, then he loses the turn now. But then he gets the upgraded Branded Bouncer, but then he also gets rid of the Fervent Follower. But then also if he stuns, I'm just gonna swing with Fervent Follower. Like I'm just gonna automatically swing with Fervent Follower. Yeah. So that means next turn he's most likely just gonna round start. He's gonna round start fucking stun if he wants to summon. But now also Fervent Follower is being really annoying and stacking the line. If he tosses this turn, I'm just going to. Because he can still have a stun open and that could be annoying. I'm going to pass here. If he does 3, I take it. Fucking called it. Called it. Called it. Look at that. And then I swap back so he doesn't get his fucking upgrade. And then we still match with the Fractal Phantasms. I'm fine with this. Now I have a really hard decision here. I can swing and just eat in and just put 5 to the head. But then I low-key also still want to summon a fractal to a Phantasm to get the upgrade and get the fucking whatchamacallit, but I'm just gonna not be greedy here. Just take the 5. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm gonna take the 5. Because if I summon the Phantasm, I get another copy of her, but it still wouldn't have really worked out in my favor. I can get rid of her right now, and that'd be fucking amazing because she's so fucking. When I say she's so annoying, she's so fucking annoying. Actually. I play the Phantasm now. I still leave the mana open to see what he does. And then there's also 3 fucking things on the board. He has 3. Activation is really annoying in this game. I find activation really annoying and really hard to counterplay. It's like one of my only peeves when it comes to balancing in this game is activation keywords. Activation just means if they're on the board, you can activate them and it'll deplete, aka stun your target, like this. Exactly. It'll deplete, aka stun your target, and stun your card to do the card's active ability, which this one is active, deal 2 to a random enemy. That's it, right? I find it really annoying is because they're essentially a body and a control card at the same fucking time. So they're just like really fucking annoying to deal with and get rid of because they don't ever actually have to be. They don't actually ever have to be on like to block or anything. It's just a control card at any time. And they can just have it on the board and don't block with it, but have it be a control card. I find that really fucking annoying and really bad to play around because you swing while they're on the board and it's basically them dropping a control card that's already there and not spending any mana for it. It's really fucking annoying. I'll be back.
Gift. She actually gave it to me.
All right.
A gift. She actually gave it to me.
I was paying attention. I just came back and and then he lost 1 health. What the fuck did he play? Okay. I only play that if he matches. If he's not gonna match, then I don't care. I want to be really annoying and just kind of fucking threaten getting rid of his graveyard here. Take advantage of the Canine adjutant. Because I do know is it Singularity or Silence? I can't remember. I think it's Singularity. They're really annoying. Like, they're really, really fucking annoying. Like, they can be very, very annoying. When it comes to reviving units.
A gift.
Shift back.
She actually gave it to me.
I need to make space in my hand, so I don't mind this. It also puts me a 1-up on him. That upgrades. I get an upgraded booth. What happens? What the fuck? Oh, so I did. Boom. So now anytime I activate, I can just pretty much swap over to that shit without having to do any thinking. I can threaten to get rid of that. Yeah, he doesn't do anything. Okay. You could have activated it. Yeah, I was about to say, you could have activated it. You just didn't do it. All right. That was a good play there. That was a good play. It's a good try with that deck. I don't think, for real, I don't think Singularity goes well with Phantasm. Only because it is going to be very hard to get the right output to keep swapping. Keep shifting, right? Because he had like stuns, but I think there's like, you have like 3 cards that stun and shift to silent. Eventually you're going to fucking run out. And then you're not going to have much of a component to do with, to deal with like some of the control aspects of other decks. Burn control. Not going to be fun. Not going to be fun at all. I don't like snapback in my hand. Like, it can be useful, but I don't like snapback in my hand. I'll keep the Erudite for draw, because this hand right now doesn't have any fucking draw. So I can play that on turn 3. 9 times out of 10, he's going to have something for Fervent Follower. I might as well get it to play out of his fucking hand now, eh? Or do I wait? I could wait, but this region combination definitely has a 1 ping. I'll wait. I wait till I have like a better board set up and like the mana for it not to matter. Because even if he doesn't have like a 1 ping, he can drop the, I think it was the 1-time followers, like fucking, Volcanic Denizen or some shit, which shifts and kills him anyway. So it's like, I'd rather wait till he has like no mana at all. I still drop her though. He could toss mana, or reserve mana here, which would be the smart play, because I'm not threatening him with anything, because he can just drop a unit next round.
Is that the best you've got?
He still drops a unit though. Okay. I guess he still gets the reserve. No, he didn't fucking attack. What the fuck? All right. I guess he could ping it. If he uses the ping, he could ping himself, shift, and then be like a 4. That is something he can do. I think he still dies though. He loses 1 health, shift back up. That's 3. Becomes a 3/4. This shifts over to mana reserves. Oh, this is about shifting to one true timeline. So one true timeline definitely fucking fucks with volcanic rivers, because one true timeline heals all units, heals all agents and the core by one, and volcanic river just pings the fucking core by one. Round starter flourish once every reserve mana you have. Okay. The question is, do I want to drop the roaring ads? Yeah, fuck it. He's not gonna have too much mana over me, and I want to develop fucking immortalize this card if he doesn't want to deal with it. Yep, see? So now he has no reserves, so he doesn't flourish. And I got a spell out of his hand. But also now I know that he has like fucking 15 other goddamn spells to deal with. I don't really want to deal with that shit. He takes this. I'm fine with that. You don't flourish, no? Yeah, I was about to say you don't flourish. He has 4. It's going to take a lot to get rid of it. And I do want to hold this a little bit, and also possibly some mana. That flourishes 3. He becomes a 3/4. Okay. Oh wait, no, I forgot the fucking this bullshit regens him. That's on me. That came in clutch. I like this. I like this a lot. That comes to be really fucking helpful. I'm guessing he drops Artillerist. If I was him, I would just drop Artillerist. That's a free ping. It's a free spell. Artillerist is basically fucking Ezreal from Runeterra. I'm not gonna lie. Except for a little less broken. When she immortalizes, she just gets Sunshock, which is a 2 damage card. 2 damage spell. Yeah, see? She dropped him. She dropped fucking electrical out there. I definitely can deal with her later. It's not hard. I can deal with her now, actually. I could fuck up his plans. I want to threaten a swing here. Cause him to take a spell. If he uses up all his fucking mana, I'm denying it. I'm clearing the chain. He's getting fucked. You can't make that shit up, bro. You can't make. I literally said it, and he did it. You can't make that up, bro. You can't make that up. That's fucking funny. Then denies all his spells, and then he loses that shit. Dude, that's funny. That's fucking hilarious. I said it exactly how it is. That's fucking hilarious. I gave the play-by-play and everything. I was like, yeah, if he plays the spells, I have clear. And then to make it worse, he proceeded to block with the artillerist. Which he really shouldn't have done. There was no reason to block with the artillerist. Also, this music is giving me anxiety right now. I could royally fuck him by by summoning, by silencing. But the question is, do I want to do it now? He has no infinite spell right now because of that shit, though. So that's kind of goated. I drop Erudite, summon.
She actually gave it
Yes,
to me.
sir. And then I have Clear Chain again. So now I have two blockers, and he doesn't have Overwhelm. He can only challenge one of my units. An immortalized enemy strikes an enemy. If that enemy is destroyed, immortalize your weakest one. I could Clear Chain on this, too. Do I? Yeah, I want to. I really don't want him dealing with that, and especially getting the level up on Bloodletter. That's fucking annoying. I'd rather just stop this right now. I'm losing card space. I need to deal with this immediately. Like, that shit needs to go. I have to play this, especially if I want to play One True Timeline. It also puts the pressure on him to get rid of Whistleblower. He did not. Oh, brother. That's annoying. That's actually really fucking annoying. But we do have the play for this. We do have the play for this. That's like a bajillion out of 10 really fucking annoying. Fuck. So I have, because it ruins my mana. Because I get rid of her. Just to save her. Because killing her, she summoned the gunnery captain. That erases anything below 2. Erase is the key word. Which is really fucking annoying. I lose my mana, but it is what it is. I keep one of them alive. He can swing the next round or the next turn. I'm just gonna drop him. I need fucking space in my hand. Like by tomorrow. Like this shit's killing me right now. There we go. And then I still have curve anomalies open. I can eat 4. Oye, cabrón. Now, I could very much be an asshole, but it would fucking kill Kayla. So I'm just gonna eat this. That's perfectly fine. I'm fine with that.
I'm back.
In the time stack. I guess he's worrying about stacking that up. Or not worrying, I mean to say. He's planning. All right. Carry on. Now, this is where shit gets a little bit hectic because I do not know what other cards he has in this fucking deck. He finally plays this, which I am fine with because I still have a silence. Volcanic Rivers gets played. I'll take this. He's still in the range. He hasn't overflowed yet? I guess not. I swear to God, he should have overflowed by now. I guess I've been putting the pressure on him. Trigger bleed. Good call. All right. I definitely can shift. Hey, I just shift back to Beacon. I just shift back to Beacon. That's like a no-brainer. I leave myself with like 2 mana, which I don't like. Because I don't know what he has with that 4. Yo. Well. Hello. Hi there. That's fucking wild. I got his Devour respawn. The only issue with knowing that he has Devour respawn now is he's gonna drop it. He drops it. I'm fine with that. I'm playing around Curb the Anomalies here. Actually, no, because then he's gonna stun him. That's really annoying. I think I just have to take the 2, right? Nah, she still dies. He doesn't attack that. It's fucking annoying. All right. I want to leave 3 mana open, either which way, because I want to drop Devourer next round. And we're just going to have a Devourer versus Devourer battle at this fucking point. It's being this bitch having Devourer on Devourer. Plays off that. Okay. Yep. Yeah. The next round gets very hectic for him. I understand. And I don't think he had the cards to deal with it.